welcome back to another tutorial. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can manage your Anaconda environments. If you don't know what an environment is or why you have to manage it in the first place, don't worry, I'll be covering that as well. So to begin with, environment is nothing but a virtual space where you can install packages that are specific to one of the projects that you might be working on. Now you might think why that be necessary, why can't you just install everything in your base environment, right? Let me just explain why that is a problem. So let's say you're working on a huge project and you had to use Python 3.6, and for the sake of simplicity, let's just say you used one package and that was TensorFlow 1.14. You worked extremely hard, the code ran perfectly, and the project was a success. Now let's say a couple months have passed and you decide to work on another project, and for the sake of that project you actually had to upgrade your Python to Python 3.8. While you were working on your second project, a friend of yours comes by and then you decided to show him your first project. But when you run the program, the code actually breaks and throws an error which says something like this: TensorFlow 1.14 is incompatible with Python 3.8. Please consider downgrading to Python 3.6. Now that is one of the most annoying things you could face, because now you're in a dilemma whether to downgrade Python or not. And that is exactly why it is necessary for you to isolate your projects using virtual environments. With that out of the way, let's just go ahead and see how you can actually manage them using Anaconda. So to create an environment, first open Anaconda prompt, click that. Now let's go ahead and create it. Let's name it new n. And if you want a specific version of Python to be associated with your environment, you can go ahead and do this as well. It's been created. To check that, just say on a n list. I'm going to show the list of all the environments. So you can see new n is here. That means it's created. Now let's activate it. Now you can see it's changed from base to new environment. There's a brand new environment which I've just created. You can check the packages that are in this. So these are installed by default. When you install Python 3.6, these come along with it. Now if you want to additionally, let's say, import NumPy, you can go ahead and do this. It's going to install NumPy for you. It's going to ask you, say yes. It's done. Now you can again check on the list to ensure whether it's done or not. And yes, you can see that NumPy and NumPy base is done. Now if you want to install a lot of packages at once instead of, let's say, one at a time, you can actually do that, but you need something called as a requirements.txt file. I'll be leaving it in the description so you don't have to worry if you want to try it along. So I've put it in this directory. Let me just show you what it is. So these are a bunch of packages with the versions associated with them. Now to actually install all of these, first thing you have to do is copy this directory and say cd, which is change directory, and paste the directory here. Now you have to say pip install so this is actually going to install all of those packages, and you don't have to do them one by one. It's done. You can do so you can see the packages are here: absl-py, astor, audioread. Everything has been installed. Let's say you have another situation where you actually have to clone this particular environment. You don't want to install all of them. You just want to copy one environment and paste it into another and then build upon that. You can actually do that, and for that you have to do conda create. First you have to deactivate, come out of that. Now you have to create. Give the name of your new environment, let's call it new clone, and clone new environment. It's gonna copy it. It'll take a little while. Conda activates new and what that name it as. Clone. Oops, what was that? New clone. Now we're in new clone. You can see the packages installed. So it's exactly the same. You can see all of them have been installed, and it's now let's say you want to install something on top of that. You can go ahead and do that. Just do pandas. See, it's gonna install. Not gonna take a lot of time, and it's done. So this package is nothing but a copy of the new environment which I've created, but on top of that we install pandas along with all the packages that were there. Now if you want to remove new environment, all you got to do is get out of this environment. New clone, say all. It's gonna ask you, say yes. Now you can go ahead and check whether the environment has been removed. Yeah, so you can see new env is there, new environment clone is not there. That's it for this video. If you want to know more about Anaconda environments, I'll be leaving the link to the official documentation in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.